Break out the carrot sticks and natural yogurt, no artificial hormones added. It's time for the Doctor's Nutrition Show. Dr. Lewis and Janet have a long history of helping people achieve their maximum potential. While Janet is a certified natural health consultant with a unique perspective of alternative and complementary nutrition, Dr. Lewis stays current on the latest research pertaining to nutritional supplements and optimum health. Paramount to their educational journey was their trip to China while studying Chinese medical doctors. Dr. Lewis and Janet know the importance of proper nutrition in the healing process and maintenance of the human body. Get ready to gain a healthy perspective on life. This is the Doctor's Nutrition Show.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Doctor's Nutrition of Texas show, where we help you with nutritional solutions for your common health issues. I'm Janet Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Lewis.
And we're here to bring you an exciting show about the sniffles and snots, or the snots and sniffles, which seems to be going around a whole lot right now. And a lot of people that are sick that just can't seem to get well, or they catch another round of it again, only to get worse again. Anyway, I want to thank our winner of the Megabytes 1, which she actually was the only winner because we came up with a really hard question on the last show.
We were vague about it, I guess.
We were very vague. We're getting really good at this. Y'all are going to have to really listen close to get it. But she actually did. It's Amanda from Troop. And it was, what are people that are needing to lose weight almost always missing? And the answer was just basic nutrients.
Yeah, start with a multivitamin.
Right, which was what we gave away, was a multivitamin. So we will have another interesting question on the next show. But thank you, Amanda, for playing and for listening so attentively and guessing our product. Anyway, Dr. Lewis, you want to talk to us a little bit about what's going on with all the sickness and why everybody can't get well and why they keep going for antibiotics and they're still sick. So what's happening? I know it's flu season and all, but seems to be getting a more epidemic of not being able to get well.
I always have an opinion. Whether it's right or not, you can be the judge. And for the folks that are offended by the name of the show, Sniffles and Snots, I'm the one that came up with that. Janet voted no, and Ann says, oh, my God. So, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I've got an opinion. Most of us have been, I think, overly influenced to think that it's the bug is the problem, whether it's the virus or bacteria. And it's really not that. It's the state of your immune system. And our immune system's going down dramatically. And I just talked to a lady that's somewhere in the Midwest. I don't know where she's from. She's a referral from a man that's local here. And she says, well, we don't get as much sunlight, so that lowers our vitamin D. I said, bingo, because we're going to talk about vitamin D and how cheap and easy it is, which influences in a great way your immune system. There's actually many, many hundreds of studies that talks about how it's good to decrease your chances of cancer. And it's like, well, if it's that powerful, why don't we do it for, raising your immune system for the bugs? And we also talked about genetically modified grains, which this lady was in the Midwest, and she said, well, that's all we have. I said, yeah, well, we need to change that. The consciousness is changing, though, because we just got a new grocery store here in Longview. And Longview's not a huge town, about 85,000 people, and it's totally organic. Grass-fed, pasture-raised, all that kind of stuff. And just opened yesterday. And, of course, Janet went in while I snoozed in the car because I didn't want to fight the crowd. And I'm not afraid of getting the germs from these people because I do many, many things to raise my immune system. So, folks, it's not whether they cough in your face, and that's not a good thing because you can get such a large dose that even with a good immune system, your immune system can be overpowered if you have a large dose or an especially virulent organism.
What about Lysoling all the doors down and the door handles after you think someone's been around that's coughing? You hear that a lot. It's like, we're just spraying Lysol all over the place.
Well, there's different theories. Personally, I don't want the chemicals because Janet and I used to do a radio show and the guy would Lysol down this foam that's over the mic, and I'd be coughing and hacking and snorting and snotting just from the chemicals before the radio show was done, although it was a very popular radio show. And there's other theories about, well, we need to wash our hands more. And then there's other research that says, well, we wash our hands too much. And I think the biggest ingredient in hand sanitizer is paranoia. I don't use them. Now, I do wash my hands, and sometimes it's kind of hard maybe not to overwash. And I'm going to go over a little bit of research so to give you something to think about. But, folks, this is off the subject, but maybe not. Most men, when they go to the bathroom, do not wash their hands. So if you shake hands with them, you're 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 times, oh, you're just exposed to whatever he was doing in the bathroom. I don't know about women in public bathrooms.
We wash our hands.
Men are disgusting. Some of them. It's like, wash your hands. Good Lord.
And you don't want to go to the bathroom if my husband's been in there with you, because when you come out, if you haven't washed your hands, he's going to point you out to me and say, hey, he didn't do it. And then it's like, oh, yuck, gross. Yeah. Women, for the most part, do wash their hands. And I think that's because we've always taught our children, wash your hands, so we just go there more often. Or we're just cleaner people to start with, maybe.
Yeah, she thinks I'm a clean man. It's like, yeah, well, sometimes.
Well, it's part of the reason why people's immune system's so low is because it's right on the edge anyway, because it seems like we live in a state of being so stressed and overwhelmed that one little thing seems to put it over the top where they really can't bounce back. Do you find that that's true?
Yeah, we're in a very precarious state with our health, and we see more and more autoimmune diseases popping up. We see people that get a cold and can't get over it. And it's like, well, a cold may take 6, 7, 8 days to get over, but if you keep it longer than that, you have an issue. So we're going to talk about some of the things you should eat, some of the things you shouldn't eat, some of the supplements that actually help your body's immune system to fight. And that's one thing, Janet, is you're not able to manage your emotional stresses. It's like, good God, you people worry so much. God's got this. He knows what the ending is. Show up and smile and be a blessing to somebody else. And when you do some little something for somebody else, there are studies that says just doing good for others raises your immune system's ability to respond. And so I've got ideas about a new thing I'm going to do to bless some other people, but I'm going to keep that quiet about what it is. And eating too much sugar. Eating sugar lowers your immune system in huge, huge ways, and also too many grains. And I think very many grains is too much because they're mostly genetically modified. And if they're not, there's an argument about whether wheat's genetically modified or not. Even if it's not, it's full of glyphosate, which is Roundup, and that really has been shown to be detrimental to your immune system. And guess what it does? It kills the probiotics in your GI tract. And guess where 70-80% of your immune system is?
In your gut, with your trains coming through.
So probiotics. And people say, I'm taking probiotics. And it's like, well, you ain't getting it out of your yogurt unless you're making it yourself. So forget that. That's one of the fallacies and fantasies that we bought into because the advertising was effective.
Yeah, we actually see people on lab, which if you're not familiar with what we do here, we actually run very low-cost lab anywhere in the United States so that we're not guessing at what's going on with your health and your immune system and what's causing it. We can see when it's real low, but there's a particular nasal spray that people use that actually on lab will make it look like they have a viral pattern going on.
Yeah, if you use it long term,
and
it's bad.
And the hint is it's the little fat green man, the little snot man that's running around on the commercial is the one that is the offender. So if you're using things to try to compensate, nasal congestion, you might want to do something different. And then I tell people that comes out of your gut, and they're like, no, it's in my head. It's stuck in my head.
Are you saying my head's up my GI tract?
It's amazing how if you have a very cleansing, great bowel movement, how your head suddenly starts getting clear. Have you ever noticed that? I mean, no, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for a friend. I just think it's very interesting how that correlates.
Well, I'm going to throw a lot of things out there. So we covered vitamin D. We covered eating too much sugar, not getting enough sleep, or not getting restful sleep. And that's getting to be a huge, huge problem. People don't sleep. For the last 2 nights, I've been up at 3 a.m. Boom, I'm wide awake. That ain't good either. So then you drink more coffee, and the caffeine, increases your adrenals response. Your adrenals get overloaded, so I'm kind of there too. But managing the stressors in your life, I think that can very easily be done with some supplements that help you make the neurotransmitters. And, Janet and I read out of several different places inspirational messages and watch people on TV.
I think that's the key, is watching some inspirational things. There's so much drama going on, and not just marked drama, it's marked as news feeds on many social media sites, on the news itself, and you stay in a constant state of being upset.
Trying to convince somebody that they need to be like you. We should accept each other. The differences or in spite of the differences.
Well, the days of sitting outside like Andy Griffith, if y'all are too young to remember Andy Griffith, they always just sat outside on a bench and talked.
Janet's too young for it. She watches it because I do.
Well, it's in black and white now. But, those were the days when it was laid back, and they were, they would talk to each other, and there wasn't all this extra chatter going on in your head. And I think all the extra chatter, and from sources that are not positive, have kept us in a state of being emotionally upset also. So that lowers your immune system. And maybe that's why it's so bad right now, because there's so much happening that we're all in a state of panic.
The news stirs it up, and that's artificial stress. You have to accept it for it to work, and most of us do, because we get such an onslaught and so much of it. So some of the things you should eat, and I'm really promise you I'm going to get to some of the research that makes this sound even better. Some of the things you should eat is the raw vegetables. Even though they're organic, it's probably a really good idea to wash them first. You should eat organic eggs or eggs from free-range chickens. Grass-fed beef, I think beef has gotten a bad rap. It's not nearly as bad. People say, but I eat chicken. Well, if it's not pasture-raised and organic, that's some of the nastiest stuff in the world. I've been inside the chicken houses, folks, and I've got chicken farmers that come here, and they will not eat their chickens. So be careful. It's better to go for the organic. And this lady from the Midwest says, but it's so much more expensive. I said, yeah, but it's worth it in what you're not getting, versus you do get more nutrition, versus you get less pesticides. Coconut oil. Now, coconut oil has something in it called lauric acid, and we have a very concentrated form of that, and it's really, really good to go in. Lauric acid is kind of antiviral, and most colds are viral anyway, but sometimes it's not a cold, it's actually an allergy, and I'm going to get into that too. So coconut oil is a good thing, and that's why homemade chicken soup with the organic chicken that you boiled, because it has lauric acid in it. So Grandma had it correctly. It's not the same as canned soup, sorry, and we're not that far from Campbell's Soup Factory, about 100 miles. Homemade chicken soup is really good, because you should put the locally grown fruits and vegetables, organic if you can. And again, consciousness is changing to go toward that, and I think that's a really, really good thing. Yeah. Garlic. I eat so much garlic that although Janet will still kiss me, I have not been bit by a vampire in years, so I know it's working.
My favorite is the liposomal C, because you always hear to take vitamin C for prevention of flus and colds and that kind of thing. The regular vitamin C has 16% absorption. The liposomal C that we have here, it's the Doctor's Nutrition brand, it's in fat.
It's 92 to 94% absorption. So although it costs more, you're actually getting more for the money that you spend.
It's incredible. I mean, I can tell when I miss it for a day, especially with my eyes, because it's huge for eye health as well. And
literally, Janet looks about 10, 12 years younger than she is. Now, she does put a lot of nutrients in there. And I talked to a 60-year-old lady a couple of days ago, and yeah, she could pass for 48 or 50 easy, and her 63-year-old husband could pass for 50 or 53. And they take a lot of supplements, and they're consistent. And we have so many people out there that give us their best, and therefore the world or God or the universe gives them the best back. So it's simple. What you put in, you get back.
People like Joe from Ypsilanti that gets on our Shooting Straight with Dr. Lewis, and I just love it when people get on there and ask him questions. It's a closed Facebook group. If you're interested in being a part of that,
we'll open it.
Yeah, let us know. Send us an email. It's called Shooting Straight with Dr. Lewis, and Joe asks so many great questions, as do many of the other ones on there. But it helps people who are they're struggling to figure out their health goals, and they're not comfortable with calling in all the time, or Dr. Lewis is busy, but there he answers the questions they have, and other people can read also because they may have those same questions but don't want to ask. So
while
it's
I'm
kind of
sitting
cool.
there watching Andy Griffith.
That's right, and being peaceful.
Well, I'll try. Here's a little bit of research. It's an excerpt. It says excessive use of antibiotics in babies under 12 months causes asthma rates to double, and that's from Journal of Clinical Experiments and Allergies. Wheezing is 3 times higher when antibiotics are used in children under 12 months, from annual meeting of the American Academy of Allergies, Asthma, and Immunology. Excessive washing of hands causes more, not fewer, infections, from American Journal of Infection Control. So, okay, don't wash your hands as much. Hey, when you go to the bathroom, wash your hands.
I think he wants you to wash your hands, folks.
Oh, good God. Every time I shake hands with somebody, it's like, I don't know where that hand has just been, so I have to go wash my hands. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit obsessive about, okay, I've got a good immune system, but you don't want to test it by putting too many organisms from God only knows where. Sorry.
I think it's very interesting. Is like, what is one of the first things you do whenever you get a little bit of a fever? And you're getting sick, so you're getting a fever. What is the most common thing that people do?
Well, we've become a society where we want no stress, we want no pain, and that's totally irrational. We go try to take something to reduce the fever. Folks,
like
God
aspirin.
in His infinite wisdom made your body go into a fever because that bacteria or virus cannot replicate or duplicate itself when your temperature is 102. It'll live out its lifespan and die rather than make others and grow. And so when you reduce the fever, you're asking for trouble. Now, if you get to 104, your child gets to 104, 105, and there's green snot coming out, go to your medical doctor and do what they tell you to do. But if it's not above 104, 105, you might consider letting your body's innate or inborn wisdom take care of it, because your body is actually brilliant. It just needs something to work with.
Right, because like Tylenol and aspirin, that kind of thing is the thing you generally will grab, and it actually will suppress your body's ability to produce antibodies to destroy the cold or virus. And we always tell people, they ask us, well, what do you keep around for when you're sick? Our olive leaf. Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
One of us does.
She don't like whiskey.
We use something called olive leaf extract, which is our olive veer, and they're not all created equal. Ours has a very high amount of oliprint in it, which makes it work, but it acts as a natural antibiotic.
Yeah, for you information junkies, go look up Upjohn and olive leaf extract and see the research that was done there back in the 60s and 70s. It's actually really good for lowering blood pressure also.
But that's something that you can take without it destroying every single thing in the body, because when you take an antibiotic, they say it takes, 2 to 3 months for your gut to get re-inoculated with good bacteria again, because it kills it all.
I read one research that says 2 months to 2 years, and that's taking massive amounts of probiotics. And folks, they're not all created equal either, so...
Well, and your people that are buying our products and putting good money into being healthy, and then you go get an antibiotic and you kill it all, and you've got to start again. That's why we love olive leaf, because if you catch it fast enough, you can actually help get rid of it and keep it at bay before it gets to the point you have to have a super antibiotic to kill it all.
Yeah, Janet just hands it to me, and I say thank you, and she gives me liposomal C, and she gives me zinc.
And then the other one that you talked about, Mama's Chicken Soup. If you don't want to make Mama's Chicken Soup, we have a product called Lauracedin, which is monolaurin, which is the lauric form from the lauric acid of the Mama's Chicken Soup. And it's
I'd
a little.
rather have chicken soup, but
I
the
know.
lauricidin's way more powerful.
If you're traveling and you can't carry Mama's chicken soup with you, you could actually carry the lauricidin with you because they're little pellets that you just swallow, and they're very popular during this time of year. So that's probably our 3 favorite things that we keep on hand to try to ward off the little bugs.
Yeah, so, your children should have good bacteria and that boosts their immune system. And if it's a C-section, they're not going to get the inoculation of good bacteria versus the ones that are born vaginally. And there's also, breastfed babies are healthier because they pick up some of the probiotics when they're breastfeeding versus, the soy-based things that some babies drink and creates allergies and food allergies. But, don't always think that, when a child gets the cold or an infection, it's not always a bad thing. Again, as long as the fever doesn't spike to 104, 105, then you need medical intervention, I think. But see, your body will produce antibodies, and many childhood infections actually result in fewer allergies years later, and that's from Journal of Science. Yeah, I read a lot of this stuff and remember a little bit of it. Pets actually help because when you are exposed to the dander and the pet hair, it actually decreases the amount of allergies and asthma in most people.
Well, there you go. That's why I love my babies.
Yeah, they love their mama too.
But if you don't know what's going on with your health and you've tried all these different things and you're still sick, there may be some underlying problems that are going on that really need to be addressed, like you can't digest your food, you can't break it down, you can't, your liver's too toxic, you don't have good bowel elimination, your immune system is really, really low, and you're trying all these things and you just can't get well. You should consider doing our low-cost lab. We do 12 panels of lab very inexpensively. We do it across the United States. You can go on our website to a cut above naturals with an S on the end.com and take a look on our site, because there you'll see a health survey that you can fill out. And it comes directly to Dr. Lewis's email, where you can tell him what's going on and try to figure out where to start to get well. And generally, Dr. Lewis is the one that calls you back and talks to you, and there's no charge to do that.
It may not be a good thing. You might want to listen to Janet.
Well, you can talk to me too. I don't charge either. But it's just the cost of the lab. The lab is generally local to where you live. And then Dr. Lewis doesn't charge to go over the results. So you get a copy of your lab, a copy of the results. You start feeling better. So if you think that, now's the time to make changes, we're still new enough into the year that you can start having a life worth living and not be sick all the time, then go to our site and get started. There's also other podcasts on there of everything we've done. There's a wealth of information on there. Dr. Lewis writes some awesome blogs. Because he is the thyroid specialist as well. He did publish a book on that. So, don't just suffer and think there's no hope and keep Googling everything and not getting an answer, because I can't tell you the people that tell us, well, what did you say is wrong? Let me go Google that and see what it is. But at least they asked us first what was wrong.
Yeah, just go to Google, and when you're frustrated and pulled in 40 directions with no results, then we'll fix it.
I think one of the interesting things that you can do is drink green tea. They say that's a healthy beverage choice during flu season. Can you explain why green tea is such a great way for somebody to maybe start feeling better, or it's an inexpensive thing that they can start doing? Is it because it's the antioxidant properties in it, or? Yeah,
there is antioxidant properties and also antiviral. That 60-year-old lady that looks, holy cow, she looks really, really, really good. And she has an autoimmune disease. I won't get into it, but she walked in the other day with a Starbucks cup, and I said, brought me some coffee. She said, I wouldn't drink coffee. This is green tea. And it's like, oh, okay. She is way, way, way less sinful in her diet than me. Now, Janet pretty much has a near perfect diet. But
this is a type 1 diabetic we're talking about, which is a person that's had this since youth. If you don't know what type 1 is, it's not something they acquired by eating.
She has a better A1C than I do.
Yes, and people that tell us, I'm diabetic, I can't get my numbers down. Yes, you can. You just take a look at her. You've got to walk the walk. But
you have to have reasons to motivate you, or you just succumb to your excuses. And we have so many people that have done the job. thank you for giving the best of yourself to us, because we give the best of us to you. And we have so many people that miraculous. Janet made a 52-year-old man cry the other day. He'd had a 6 or 7 year journey. He felt horrible, and Janet says, well, it looks like your thyroid's not good. Can we add a TPO on it? And it would cause this, and this. And this guy cried and says, God told me that this was the answer. And he had Hashimoto's disease, and which is also a GI autoimmune problem, usually created from gluten, because our gluten is somewhere between 4 and 40 times more than what it should be. And that's why all these gluten allergies are coming up. And that has a lot to do with the immune system, has a lot to do with lowering your immune system, so you will succumb more readily to colds and flu.
Yeah, and he told me he'd been trying for 7 years to find an answer to why he felt so bad. And he said they would keep adjusting his thyroid medicines. They'd give him more for a while, which would make him sick, and then they'd take it away, because if you've got a autoimmune problem in your thyroid, your TSH is going to go all over the place, and they'll never get it right. And his wife yesterday said, why have we gone to these thyroid specialists all these years and they've not found it?
Because the average doctor is overwhelmed. They're working really, really hard. They're working under duress. They have their hands tied by the insurance company. Sorry, I was going to get really verbal. Your doctors are good people. Your nurses and all the ancillary people are good people, but they're working in a system where the food you eat and the toxins you're exposed to is overwhelming the medical system. So don't knock your hospital or doctor. They're just overstressed, and we've kind of chilled it down to a level that we can handle, although we have a lot of people that are just doing it and compliant. But God bless him. He cried, and then he apologized. And Janet says, no, you gave me a reason to keep on doing it. So we love the positive reinforcement. Like, that's why she mentioned Joe from Ypsilanti. It's like, well, him and John from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, those are the two that push me into doing this more and more, because they give me the positive feedback. So thanking God bless you for that. So work on your diet a little bit. You know, the olive oil is good. The coconut oil is better. Garlic is incredible. Then you get into the herbs and spices I've not talked about. Everybody knows about turmeric and curcumin. Yes, but some of them are much more absorbable than others. The big one, oregano. That's really, really, really important.
So eat spaghetti.
Yeah, with garlic in it.
Yeah, you can actually get the better spaghetti too, not the regular stuff. They've got rice spaghetti. They've got different
quinoa.
Yeah, quinoa is one of our favorites.
From wheat.
Yeah,
stay away from wheat, folks. That's one of the worst things you can put in your body. Second, only to dairy. And now, if dairy was raw and full of good probiotics, that would be different. But dairy creates mucus, so that's one of the worst things you can consume when you have the colds and flu, because it produces more mucus, and so do these soft drinks that they promote. Oh, well, take this and take that. Well, the more sugar you consume, the lower the zinc you have, which is a problem because zinc promotes immunity. So the sugar lowers zinc, which creates a taste for more sugar, so it kind of gets to be a never-ending cycle going downhill rather than getting well.
Well, and adrenals, being stressed also, if you are craving lots of coffee or you're craving high, those energy drinks to try to keep boosting you up, that would tell you your adrenals are suffering and or your immune system. So if that's happening, there's natural things that you can do to help raise that as well. The big one for immune system also is mushrooms. Mushrooms are a great source of it. Yep. We've got one that Dr. Lewis prefers because it tastes a little bit like whiskey to him. It's called Mycoimmune. And whenever
bad whiskey.
when we feel like we're right on the edge and it's like, well, we need a little extra oomph, we get that because it's a liquid in it and it's very fast acting. But it's very strong. The mushrooms in it are very strong.
And we have it encapsulated in several different forms also. It's really good. And there's a lot of Chinese backing to that. So they've got 5,000 years of herbal medicine, so I'm sure they've got it down to a fine art. So I believe them personally. And peppermint oil, I keep a little bottle of peppermint oil. You stick a little toothpick down in it, and then put that in your mouth, because a whole drop of peppermint oil is not, it's too much. And that will help open your sinuses. It helps make your mind more alert. It's good for the digestion in very small amounts.
And zinc lozenges are very good for sore throats.
Yeah, they taste like you licked the bumper, but they will, by the time you put the zinc down the throat, strep goes away pretty quickly. So, think about these things. There are so many things we can help you with, and it's not so much the organism as it is the immune system, folks. So please remember that.
Right. And if you, like I said, go to our website, fill out the health survey. It's at cutabovenaturals.com. If you have questions and, you didn't hear something in the program you would like to have an answer to, our phone number is 903-663-1008. And thank you for your trust that you've placed in us, and thank you for the referral of your friends and family. There's been tons of you out there that have sent us half of your family across the United States, and we are so blessed to have that.
Yes.
And we hope you guys have a very healthy season and stay well and stay away from the bugs. And we will come up with a great topic for you next time right here on the Doctor's Nutrition of Texas show. You guys be blessed.